This run started out when a bunch of guys at work wanted me to take them to get their trucks dirty. Well, we met up at Lake Pleasant Highway and the 303. They started rolling in around 9:30. We had 9 Renegades, 1 Wrangler, and 1 3/4 ton 2500. We had one come dressed up for Halloween. Rebecca had her Renegade really looking sharp. Even had an old cactus and a skeleton on top of it. As usual, there was a lot of mingling, talking about old times, different runs. Steve was the last one to show up, and of course you got the last minute repairs. You gotta love duct tape, buddy. Can't go anywhere without it. This is a picture of Jake's brother's Wrangler. They left the top off, which they regretted as the day progressed. This is Juan's 2500. This is Brian's kids with Diane. They always come on all the runs. They've been around us a lot. They're almost just like family. And the rest of the family is Blue and his running mate. Wouldn't be a trip without them. Well, let's get this thing started. What are you guys waiting on? I'm ready. Well, we headed out, had 11 vehicles strung out, headed out towards Lake Pleasant, Castle Hot Springs Road. Once Castle Hot Springs Road turned to dirt, we pulled over to let them air down.
Okay, we stopped. 70 pounds of pressure of air there. Hey, you're in good shape. We're out here getting these guys airing down.
You got 70 pounds of pressure, I bust them out. Yeah.
He's not going to rerun any backstage. We'll stay on the gravel road.
After airing down, it was time to get them on the road and head out towards Castle Hot Springs Lodge.
Watch out, Stace, those razors coming.
Okay, on the Castle Hot Springs Lodge.
Getting them grouped up here for a group picture. Got a pretty good run going today.
Collecting lady?
I'm the rock collecting lady.
Yeah.
You're a rock hound too?
Alright, so we've met you. I've met you before.
Yeah.
How's your Jeep?
The X-Ray?
The blue one that broke down.
It's a purple one. Yeah. It's
We're all gathered up here. We're going to get a group shot. We're right here at Castle Hot Springs Lodge.
Remember?
Did I tell you what these people did?
Oh, yeah.
But they wouldn't let us in?
While we were stretching our legs, the kids were doing some exploring. They found a heck of a snake skin. Jake and his brother was getting the dust off of them, but it was time to go again. After leaving the Castle Hot Springs Lodge, we went on up Castle Hot Springs Road about 2 miles to pick up Chanpai Road. This is a road that heads north up out of the wash, up on top of the hills and across, and it'll take us over to Cow Creek Road. Once up on top, you're going to follow along the top of these hills and knolls and down through the washes and so forth, all the way over to Cow Creek. It's a really well-maintained road, and any two-wheel drive vehicle could do it. We couldn't have picked a better day to do this trip. It was about 70 degrees. The sun was really shining, and since we'd had rain about 2 or 3 weeks ago, the desert was really green. road there in front of us. We're going to turn left and head up towards the Crown King cutoff, where we'll stop and have some lunch. Once we stopped for lunch, kids were playing with the dogs. They found a little horny toad to play with, and Blue says it's time to eat.
These hot dogs are getting done pretty quick. She's bringing the buns right now, Chuck.
What'd you think?
Looks pretty cool. I think it was a dealership where I bought them at.
Oh, it is big napkin.
They're probably the lowest I can go from 450.
Oh, that was about right.
Yeah.
Alright. Alright.
Hot dogs and burgers in the middle of the desert. It truly was a great day. With everybody fed, it was time to get back on the trail again. Before leaving the Crown King turnoff location and our lunch spot, the drivers let us know who was going to go forward with the run and who was going to call it a day and head back home. Steve, Frank, Cy, and myself were going to continue on and finish the run. This trail is going to take us over, and we're going to intersect with another trail that turns south that'll take us down to the wash and on back to Castle Hot Springs Road. Scenery out there is just beautiful. Here we're picking up the trail that'll take us south, and that's where the fun is really going to begin. That little slope we just come down is a lot steeper than it looks. This is where the fun is really going to start. We're going to come up onto an obstacle that looks pretty daunting when you're standing up here looking at it. But But when you get on the other side, look back at it, you see there's a path through. And a Renegade can make it pretty easy because of the short wheelbase. If you got a long wheelbase or a wide wheelbase, you're going to have a little bit of problem with it. At first glance, this looks like it's a really tough obstacle. But really, when you look at it, if you put your right tire on that rock on the left circled and the left tire on the one on the right circled, swinging out, threading the needle, missing the walls. Here's some snapshots of what I mean. I've already put my wheels over those two rocks, got myself in position, lowered myself down into the drop-off, missing the wall on both sides, coming through and threading the needle. Now let's watch the other guys come through and see how well they did.
Passenger.
Good man, Frank. Now let's watch Cy. He comes in a little bit too shallow.
He took it too far. Yeah.
Can you back up?
No, he needs to come. I wouldn't back up. I'd take it passenger right now.
Passenger!
Come, ease it forward. Passenger!
Passenger!
He's, that's easy.
No, he's all right. He's all right. He's going to come down all right. If he can miss that rock.
Drop.
Passenger!
Slow,
Passenger!
slow.
Passenger!
It's gonna drop real.
And by the grace of God, we avoided it. Some real damage right there.
Straight.
We were really lucky. Now let's watch Steve. He did this perfect.
Direct him, Si. Direct him.
I got it.
Passenger or driver. There you go, Steve. There you go. Driver.
Straight.
That's the tricky part right there, because you can go back to the driver. Driver!
Straight.
Good man.
After getting everybody down off those rocks, we headed on down the wash. That Wrangler I just passed was getting ready to go up. They were on the way to Crown King. I'd like to have stayed and watched it go up through there, but we still had a long way to go and we were burning daylight. Most of the trail, the rest of the way down, is going to be through washes like what we're in right now. Although we do pull up out of the wash every now and then, take a side trail over one of the hills, back down into the wash. See, the rain that we had about 2 or 3 weeks ago would really wash this road out because it used to be pretty smooth. just couldn't get over how green the desert was. That's a pretty little pond down there on the right. And usually where there's water, there's usually burrows. And there they are. As you're coming down off these mountains and headed down to the wash, there was just unbelievable views of the mountains around you. Of course, we had to stop to take some snapshots and just enjoy the scenery. Farther down the wash, we got the rockier it got. Prior to the rains coming a couple of weeks ago, well, actually about 3 weeks ago, we would have been up on the hill there on the right, coming around. We get down here, you're going to see a trail that we normally would take up out of the wash onto the high ground, have a little bit smoother sailing. There on the right side of the wash, the creek bed there, you can see where it's washed out that trail going up the hill. We'd normally be on that. mountains over there are starting to get close, which means we're getting to the mouth of this creek in the Castle Hot Springs Wash. Still pretty rocky. There's some movement out there in front of me. I believe it's a whole herd of burros. Yes, that's exactly what it is. There is even a little baby with them. Run, little guys, run. There's the little guy on the other side. Well, we're in the Castle Hot Springs Wash now, and it should be smooth sailing from here all the way back to the hardtop. We're going to continue down this wash to Castle Hot Springs Road. We'll pick up Castle Hot Springs Road there, and instead of going back by the lodge, we're going to head out to the west and take it all the way over to the pavement just south of Wickedburg. made it out to the blacktop. The guys are airing up again. It's been a wonderful day. Great people, great food, wonderful weather, tremendous trails. I've said it once, and I'll say it again. What more could Arizona offer?